Hello viewers, in this video we are going to discuss what is shadow copy scheme and how it is used to implement atomicity and durability properties when a transaction is executed. And this scheme is used by recovery management component of a database system because it is responsible for implementing atomicity and durability properties for every transaction even in case of system failure. Let's now discuss the process that takes place in shadow copy scheme. In shadow copy scheme, a transaction that wants to update the database first creates a complete copy of the database and makes all the updates in the new copy, leaving the old copy, that is, shadow copy is left untouched. Here remember that the database is simply a file on disk and a file can occupy number of pages according to its size in disk. And database pointer is pointing to the old database when updates are made in the new database copy. If suppose the transaction is executed successfully, then immediately the database pointer will be made point to the new copy of the database. And now the new copy becomes the current database copy and the old copy will then be deleted. If not, if any failure occurs in the system during the execution of the transaction, then the new copy will be simply ignored and there will not be any update in the database pointer also. And at this time, old copy has not been affected due to the system failure. It will be kept as it is and all the values used to be remain same only. So here the very important point is that the database pointer is updated only if the transaction is executed successfully. The point when the database pointer is updated, it indicates the successful commit of a transaction. Okay, let's now discuss how this shadow copy scheme implements atomicity and durability properties of a transaction if in case system fails before and after the update of database pointer with an example transaction T1. Here this transaction wants to transfer an amount of rupees 50 from account A to B. Assume that the initial values of A and B are rupees 1000 and 2000 respectively. If this transaction is executed successfully, the updated values of A and B will be 950 and 2050. Let's take the first case, that is, if system fails before the update of database pointer to disk. If suppose the system fails before the update of database pointer, when it restarts after the failure, it will read the database pointer, right? Since the database pointer is still pointing to the old copy of the database, the system will see the original contents of the database, that is A and B value as 1000 and 2000. Now let's discuss the second case, that is if system fails after the update of database pointer to disk, then since the database pointer was updated before the system failure, when it restarts after the failure, since database pointer is now pointing to the new copy of the database, it could see all the updated values in the new database. That is, now A and B values are 950 and 2050. Here you can notice that if system fails before update of database pointer, updates or partial updates that were made in new database copy used to be simply deleted. And similarly, if system fails after update of database pointer, the values that were stored in old database copy used to be simply deleted and the values in new database copy only used to be considered. Thus, atomicity and durability properties of a transaction are ensured by shadow copy scheme even in case of system failure. So let's now discuss its disadvantages. Shadow copy scheme is extremely inefficient for large databases because for executing a single transaction, it requires copying the entire database. So, this shadow copy scheme is extremely inefficient for large databases. Also, since it assumes only one transaction is active at a time, it cannot handle concurrent access by multiple transactions in a database. So these are the few notable disadvantages of shadow copy scheme. Viewers, in this video we have discussed about the process that takes place in shadow copy scheme, and how it implements atomicity and durability properties in a transaction even in case of system failure. The points so far we have discussed are given in these slides. You can make a note on this after listening the video. And if you note down, these points will be very helpful during your exam preparation. If you find this video is useful to you, kindly subscribe this channel. Thanks for watching.